Hi, y'all. So, when I was a kid, one of the things that I remember the most about my childhood was on the weekends or on summer vacation when we weren't in school, I would always bound out of the bed as soon as I saw the sun. I mean, as soon as there was any sunlight, I would bound out of the bed, throw some clothes on, and I was ready to run out that door and jump on my bike and go ride my bike. And here I am 50 years later, and that's what I'm doing now. Same kind of thing. It's like I woke up this morning and I could see that there was just a little bit of sunlight. I mean, the sun was not even close to coming up yet, but it was, you could kind of see that there was a little tiny bit of light in the sky. So I jumped out of the bed, ran in the kitchen and turned on the coffee and fed the cats and started getting dressed and getting ready so that I could get out here on my bike and come down here and have my coffee. And so it's kind of cool sometimes whenever I think about those memories, because I remember when I was a kid, I used to think about what it would be like when I got older. And of course, at that time, 50 years old, I mean, to me, that was like old. And so I'm sure it probably went through my mind when I was a kid that, oh, I probably won't be able to ride a bike when I'm 50 years old. I'll be too old for that. Wrong. I still love it. The only problem is that because, there's like a good side and a bad side to this. Living in Thailand, it's hot all year round. So, we don't have snow or anything like that. We don't get, especially here in southern Thailand, we don't get like cold weather. I mean, when I think it's cold, it's like, 70, 75 degrees outside, and I'm like freezing because the temperatures are always so hot that if it drops down like that, that's cold, To a lot of you, that would be like really warm weather. But here, because the weather is hot all year round, we have certain times of the year, which we're kind of in now, sort of getting into now, is our hot time of the year, which is really, really hot. And so it makes it a lot harder to go out and ride your bike. And I mean, if you don't go out like first thing in the morning like this, or really late afternoon, early evening, you're just not going to enjoy it as much because it is just too hot to do it. So, for me, it's like if I can get up like this and get out and do this, it's just so fulfilling. It really is. It's fulfilling. It's such a great way to start my day. Makes me so happy. I mean, this is just beautiful. When I was a kid, I used to always fantasize and dream about living in a tropical place. When I'd go out in the yard and play, my yard was the beach. I mean, that's the way I always was when I was a kid. And we had one of those little plastic wading pools. Those horrible things. We had one of those. And during the summertime, that thing would be filled up with water, and that was the ocean. That was the ocean, and the yard was the beach, and the trees that we had in our yard, I pretended those were palm trees because I always loved palm trees. They look like fireworks. That's how to me, palm trees look like fireworks. So, like here's an example. I think. Wait. Hold on. I have to turn this around. It's not going to work. I forgot. I've got this on the front camera. Anyway, I need to use my other camera because it records better. It's better quality. And I'm sorry about that, y'all. I'll work on that. This iPad, it doesn't give you the full screen and stuff when you do it on the front camera. So anyway, I always loved the palm trees and everything. And so, and I always did. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to always pretend like I was living on a beach and, going to the beach every day and all of that. And I pretty much, had that dream in my head, my whole life. And so living here now, it's like, it's kind of surreal in a lot of ways. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I miss about the States. And so, a lot of times I'm really kind of wanting to go back home because we have been here for a while. But then I come here, and I just think, this is so beautiful, and this is what I always wanted. It really is. It really is what I've wanted my whole life. I just wish there were other things that, I'm not able to have here that I could have. Because it is hard to find things here. A lot of things that are just like normal stuff that you get back in the States. Excuse me. A lot of that stuff you just cannot find here. It's either doesn't exist, or you have to go to someplace like Bangkok to try to find it. But a lot of the stuff that I really, was used to having when I lived in America, I've had to give up because they just don't have it here. Like, it is a rare thing for me to have a hamburger. Because it's really hard to get beef here. They don't have hamburger places. There's not a McDonald's here. If I want to go to McDonald's, I have to drive about 2 hours away to go to a bigger city that has a McDonald's in the mall. So, it's like just normal things that, a lot of people take for granted back home. I just don't have access to here. So, there's a lot of that bothers me sometimes. But, gosh, it's just really, it's so beautiful here. And I just wish that, I could kind of merge the two together. Oh, man. And then I get people that say, oh, I'll send you some stuff, but then they freak out when they see how much it costs to ship things. I mean, just to ship, a few little things in a box can be quite expensive. So, people don't like to ship me stuff that I need. They want to. They have all good intentions, I'm going to send you all this stuff. And I tell them, it's going to be really expensive to ship it. And then when it's time to ship it and they find out, they're like, oops, sorry. So, anyway, that's what I was thinking about this morning. Actually, I've been thinking about it a lot lately because I've just been having these little flashback moments, of my childhood, thinking about, things that I did and how it coincides with things I'm doing now. And it's like, wow, all these years later, and I still love it. I still love it. Got away from it for a long time. There's a big part of my life where I, didn't ride a bike and didn't even have a bike. Wasn't interested in it, really. It's because I was driving and stuff, and I guess just kind of went out of my head. But after moving here, suddenly I started to want a bike again. And then once I got one, I was just like, oh my God, I forgot how much I loved it. Gosh. I mean, really, think about some things in your childhood that you really enjoyed and you really loved. Are you doing them now? And if not, maybe you should try. I mean, even coloring, they've got adult coloring books now. And I don't mean that in a, adult way. I just mean, they've got coloring books that are geared for adults to color in. And I've got some of those, and that was fun, too. I did that for a little while, because I, used to love to do that type of thing when I was a kid. And, it's like, I think it's really, it's fun to go back and do things that you did in your childhood that you really liked. Brings back a lot of memories, and makes you feel young again. God, doesn't it seem weird to say things like that? Do y'all say things like that? Makes me feel young again. It's like, oh gosh, that makes me sound old. Oh my goodness. But anyway, I don't know. I enjoy thinking about those memories from when I was a kid, because there's a lot of my childhood I don't even remember. You know, been trying for years to figure out, why a lot of my childhood's missing, but for the memories I do have, I do have some good memories, and those are the things like riding my bike. And, I used to have one of those bikes. It was actually my sister's, but it kind of got passed down to me, I guess, or I kind of used it. I don't remember, but it was one of those cool bikes that has those big, like, I don't know what you call those handlebars. It has the banana seat, and it had those big, handlebars and little thing on the back. And it was so cool. I forget what you call that bike. I had a picture of one somewhere. I Googled it one day and came across a picture of the type of bike it was. I loved that bike. I did. That bike was fun. And I used to love to go ride. We lived at the foot of a hill. And so, I'd go ride the bike up to the top of the hill. And then I'd come flying down that hill, no hands and everything. And I would not do that now. That is one childhood memory that I do not plan to fulfill at this age. I see other people do it, though. I see people, cyclists that ride, they're riding along and they're, got their arms crossed and they're just like, no, not me. I want my hands on those handlebars and on the brakes. I kind of ride like that. I kind of ride with, ready to brake at any moment, because you just never know when you're going to need to, So I like to be prepared. Oh my goodness. God, it's so nice this morning. I really do love this, y'all. And I know it's like there's so many things that I would be really happy about having again if I went back home. But I know I'd miss this. I would, because there's no way I could afford to live in a place like this in the States. It is so much more expensive there. So it's like, I wouldn't be able to have this. It would not be like this. And, I know it would make me sad. And I'd be thinking, why did I do that? For a hamburger? So I could go get a Burger King Whopper, or, there's a lot of other stuff too. There's normal stuff, but I don't know. But this sure is nice, and I do appreciate the mornings I get to come and do this. It's so, it's not often enough. I really wish I could do it every day. Of course, I really need to talk to this guy that owns this place and make sure that he doesn't mind me coming out here and sitting in his area. It's just so perfect. It's got the table and the chairs and everything, so it's so perfect to sit here and have my coffee and do a video. And ooh, got cold. Yuck. Yeah, that's another thing. I like my coffee scalding hot, so I have to drink it while it's really, really hot, or I can't drink it. It's got to be super hot or iced coffee. There's no in between. Not for me, anyway. I like it this way or that way, and that's it. I know I'm looking around a lot. It's because I'm looking for the little black kitty. I saw him. There's I mentioned it in one of my other videos. My first video I did for this. I just love that black kitty. Every time I come here, I'm hoping I'm going to see it, because I want one. I want one. Oh God, y'all. Every day, there's not a day that goes by that I am not just like longing for another black cat. Oh, man, I want one so bad. Oh, but I want the right one. I want the one that's meant to be with me. The one that's going to get along with the other cats, and the one that's going to stay healthy. and with me for many, 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 many years to come. Because, anyway. Alright, I guess I'll end this vlog. I'm just having fun because this is what I've been wanting to do. You know, I feel like it's a way to share this with somebody. You know, it'd be nice to have a friend here. You know, that could sit here and we could just talk and have coffee and whatever. It'd just be really cool. And so I'm kind of getting that by doing these videos. And I just hope you'll keep watching, y'all, please. Give these videos a thumbs up, and I always want you to leave comments because I'd really like to interact with you. I mean, that's part of why I'm doing this, is to kind of connect with some other people. I mean, I have Facebook that I connect with people on, which is good. But, you know, I want to connect with people on this kind of thing, you know. I mean, because I'm assuming that the majority of the people that would watch this would be women in their, you know, my age group that would be interested in this. I mean, you know, if other people watch it, that's great. I don't mind. You know, as many people as possible, please, because, you know, at some point I'd love to be able to actually, you know, start making some money on these videos, because, I mean, heck, I don't have a retirement plan. I've got no savings. You know, as I get older, it's like, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do. So, you know, these videos, I'm hoping at some point will, you know, generate some kind of income. As it does for a lot of people. I mean, this is what a lot of people do now. You know, this is their job, making their videos and stuff. And that's what I want my life to be like. Because this is what I actually enjoy doing. I love to get up in the morning with the thought of going to the beach, having my coffee, making some videos. You know, that's what I want to do every day. You know, and at my age, why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I be able to do that? You know, I've put in a lifetime of, you know, crap jobs and stuff. I've got no, you know, like real skills or nothing. I just always took whatever job I could get. You know, whatever would pay me something. So, you know, I got nothing to fall back on, really. And so it'd be really nice if I could just get up every day and start doing something I really love, which is making these videos and, you know, just enjoying my life, enjoying every moment that I get to be here, you know, because every moment's important. You never know what's going to happen, so, you know, enjoy it as much as you can. Because it dawned on me last night, I was sitting there and I thought, you know, when I think about 20 years ago, when I was 30, that was not that long ago. I mean, that time went by really fast. It does not seem like 20 years ago that I was 30, but it is. And that means that practically in the blink of an eye, I'm going to be 70 years old. You know, time is really, it's moving fast, y'all. So, start enjoying yourselves. You know, find some things to do that you really enjoy. You know, do things that make you feel young. Do things that make you happy as much as you can. You know, especially if you're out there. If you're one of those people that, believe me, I can relate to very, very well, that, you know, has to go to a job that you absolutely hate. You hate it with a passion. But you don't have much of a choice because you got to pay your bills and you got to eat, things like that. You know, when you're not doing those things, do something that you love. Really, take naps if you need to. You know, if that's something you enjoy. I do. Whenever I can, I take naps. I love them. I love my naps. So, seriously, you know, take time. Take time to do some things that you enjoy. And if you can, do it every day. Even if it's something, you know, that doesn't take a long time. But, you know, just feed yourself. You know, feed your soul with the stuff that matters to you. Because time just is going so fast, and, you know, you don't want it to just be behind you and then suddenly you go, whoa, 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 you know. Hang on a second. what happened? Now I can't do this and I can't do that anymore. You know, just don't let it get that far. Because, I mean, even as I sit here right now, you know, riding a bike and doing this stuff, I'm finding it really hard because I got away from it. I stopped doing it for a while, and now it's like, oh, this is like a lot harder to get back into now, when it didn't used to be that hard. But now that I've gotten a little bit older, it's a lot harder just to start it back up again than it was when I, you know, just 2 years ago. So do it, y'all. You know, take time for yourself and do something good. So anyway, okay, I hope you don't mind me rambling for a while, because that's what I want to do. I want to ramble. I want you to listen to my ramblings. And I am going to have some subjects coming up. I'm kind of working on some ideas. So anyway, take it easy, everybody, and I will see y'all later. Bye.